Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and I just going to read you this one and give you my 5 cents opinion because, well, there is a lot into that 5 cents. Why Japanese young women turn away from feminism? So you have this article by Bale Like Novel. This is translated with AI. So the two reasons: bashing for big breast women, and two, bashing for more cultured female creators and fans. Yeah, those are some pretty solid arguments to me. And let's see what they say on all of this. The article used machine translations. I'm not good at English, sorry. Yeah, don't bother. It's far better than the localizers. In 2019, Yuki Takanashi, sociology and gender researcher and part-time lecturer at Musashi University and other universities, published an article titled "The Identity of the Discomfort Young Women Are Feeling in Turning Away from Feminism" on Gender Business Online. More like they are just treated like a witch hunt by the side that they supported in the first place. Oh man, leftists eating each other alive? Oh, you don't tell me. Takahashi repeated almost the same arguments as at a symposium in 2021. You can download the material she prepared and use it here. All in Japanese, so it's going to take some time to actually download all of that. She cites three reasons why young women have leave feminism. Young women point out that the image of women presented by feminists is that of the weak people and the victim until they are not. Or they just love pretending to be victims, just look at fucking Spain. Look at what happened in Argentina and all of those countries, even in Asia. Fucking South Korea from all the places. Feminism is just cancer and destroys women. Uh, the excuse of damaging men, which is true, it damaged men. At the expenses, or should I say, it's to damage men at the expenses of women, but women they don't realize because sadly most of them are just fucking stupid. Even if you actually tell them in the most gentle, direct, upfront way of saying it. You are just destroying yourself. Please stop. But they don't listen. They know better. So let's continue. Young women believe that calling themselves feminists will put them at a disadvantage in their relationships with men. For very fucking obvious reasons. Or even that if they just say that the only man they are going to get is a fucking beta, a fucking sin, a mangina. Just like Spain, which there is a lot of fucking cases because they love documenting that on social media, and of course the US. But if you are a guy that is not putting up with the feminist bullshit, just run for your life, man. Corre, Forest! Run, Forest! Nigerunda yo, Forest! Sorry, I wanted to make that joke, but let's continue. Young women believe that discrimination against women has ceased in modern society. Uh, the moment there was never even a sort of fucking discrimination in the first place. Women didn't have the right to vote because they didn't earn it. But well, they were bitching about that and they got the right to vote. And the same kind of quote unquote privileges men have, such as working themselves into an early grave, destroying their bodies. But well, I just jumping out ahead of what's going on here. It is an interesting topic, but as a young woman myself, twenties. I'm in my 20s, who has been experiencing the very turning away from feminism. So she got the fucking red pill. I just say, I felt that most important. Two reasons of turning away from feminism. We are not reading in Takahashi's discussions. I would like to clarify that these points in this article. Takahashi states that young women's disengagement from feminism is due to a misunderstanding of feminism. And that's actually true in a certain way. Some women support feminism because it's about equality, or they always hear that, but they don't actually pay attention to what they are doing, and you end up just like again. Is my my sack box, my punching bags. Let's just say my punching bag is pain because it went to the point that 500 laws to discriminate legally against men. They can retire early, they can receive better pay by doing the same fucking shit, or even doing less than men. They can insult them. They can't, well, sorry, men can't defend themselves because if they do, there is this gender discrimination law that put them in jail in case the ones trying to end their lives is a woman. Well, let's continue. And that they can really go hand in hand, but in my conclusions, that's impossible. Now, I perceive that Japan is having the same issues. Not to the extent that fucking South Korea, because I say more often than not that Spain and South Korea feminists are in 50-50. Considering what is documented in feminism in South Korea, it already happened in Spain. They were not fucking with dogs. So let's continue. First of all, I'm a female party. I'm a female with big breasts and a lover of more culture. Both things that feminists hate because it targets to please men, and they hate that. They want to destroy that. Everything that is related to men in a sexist way, they want to co-opt it and destroy it to demoralize them. But again, when it comes to Japan, part of this more culture was created in some part by women to target men. And apart from that, they also target women because they liked it. Funny enough, and the interesting thing is, yeah, most of more culture it was originally to target men, and it ended up catering to women. Most interesting thing, even masculine stuff, it also attracts women. Imagine my shock. Just look at King of Fighters. Just in a fucking interview with the developers, they say that Fujoshis were the ones who actually saved King of Fighters because they were the ones actually paying for all of what they were making. That's why you had a lot of male visual novels, and also females, but well, that was from at a point in 2000s. You can check that out if you don't believe me. It was on mobile, well, for Japanese mobile devices. So let's continue. People who call themselves feminists on social media have actively targeted the above two groups of people's bashing. Yeah, we mentioned that in the first place. First reason, bashing for big-breasted women. Specifically, when an image that Saya Kane was distributing as free material was used in an advertisement. There was a strong bashing from feminists who advocate quote-unquote gender equality and quote-unquote elimination of gender discrimination. They need to look in the fucking mirror. Feminists, they are just fucking Nazis. They behave as such. They treat men as such. They treat men just like tiny cats in in the fucking concentration camps. They need to look in the fucking mirror and realize who are the real Nazis. Let's continue. In their profiles, they say the photo quote unquote emphasized breast and was inappropriate and quote unquote should not be used by companies. A big breasted woman dressed very modest with sh- it's a shirt and a sweater. People, this is why I keep saying feminism is just to destroy women, while in the process of hurting men and vice versa, it's just it's fucking cancer. They are to the point I'm saying, oh, shameful, death penalty, really? You're like Koharu in Blue Archive. Seriously, this is offensive to them. Females' bodies with the hourglass and very big breasts and with big asses and cute faces, dressed modestly in not even in a soldier way, very modest to me. And this is going to, honestly, for a woman, I really like this. I really like this how this one is dressed, and her body proportions, her femininity, the most important part it shows, and feminists hates that to their gods because this attracts men, and they hate men. Let's continue. However, as you can see, there is no exposure skin, and rather than emphasis, it simply shows the natural size of her own breast. It is normal attire for walking outside without any problems. Regarding the bashing from feminists, Sayakane asked, aren't feminists crushing diversification by trying to embrace it? Well, they always contradict themselves. She encountered with manga. She then tweeted, I wish the world were a place where everyone could do the work they love. And honestly, well, when it comes to manga, it's just a fucking difficult inside Japan, to be honest. But it just commission it and manga, and you get even supported from overseas that actually you created something for Japan to Japan, and you even get funding from the West, from people that actually care for your work. And once you continue what you're doing, you will have it easy. Well, that's difficult. I'm just thinking too optimistic to think some westerns are not going to fuck it up. It is a very moderate question and expression of opinion as a party. She was not using foul language, nor was she overly accusing feminists. It doesn't matter at this point. It's better if you just insult them. At the end of the day, they're just going to turn away from you and tell you all kinds of slandering and trying to ruin your life. That's how feminists are after all. Let's continue. However, the bashing of Saya Kane by feminists was even worse. Some of the tweets were nothing more than vicious accusations and discrimination against women with large breasts, such as, you can even have your breasts surgically reduced in size, but not doing is selling your sex. They even want to destroy their bodies just to please feminists. Oh man. What did I tell you? The most misogynistic pieces of shit are women, male feminists, and leftards as a whole. And women that are just so indoctrinated in feminism, they are just the most misogynist. They are so fucking evil. And they still claim men are the misogynists. No, honestly, just like that quote from, it was Chris Rock, men want three things: sex, food, and silence. We still like women after all. They don't want to be fucking being disrupted or having a nuisance of a partner. Because at the end of the day, it's just to even complement each other. I know the woman should not do the whole police part. Now that's when you are talking about equality in relationships. You complementing each other, but that concept is being destroyed by fucking feminism. Jesus Christ. Furthermore, even sometime after the uproar, Saya Kane was subjected to abusive epithets from feminists such as a typical decandled woman, and she has been trying to profit by exploiting men's sexual desire. But why? By just existing? By just the genetics actually helping her? Jesus Christ. Ah, Princess of Nerds. You know what? Those nerds will actually love her. They still have a fan base that will support her at the end of the day. I know it sounds like simping, but but after all, she even going to find more more of a safe space in alongside men than women, because women know women and they hate each other. Let's continue. Last one derogatory term for women who are not popular in general, but are liked only by a narrow range of nerds. I would like to remind you this is Yashi provided this photo. That is that not a small portion of those who call themselves or other feminists are directly or indirectly complicit in the bashing of large-breasted women. Furthermore, tied to Saki-chan blood donation poster. Yeah, we remember that feminists canceling a blood donation campaign just because they were using Usaki-chan. And no more, I wonder if a fucking feminist in Japan just die of blood loss. Oh man, oh sorry, that's what happened. I want a hamburger. Seriously, I want a burger. Which which became a hot topic shortly before the disturbance. So Junko Iwabuchi made comments such as big breasts are deformation and big breasts are associated with mental disability. Feminism is a mental disability. It should be treated as such. Make asylums great again. So let's just skip to the second part because at this point we already covered what we have with the first one. So bashing for male culture. Among the targets, the feminist bashes male culture. Apparently, the perception that male culture equals male culture. What did I say at the start? Part of that was created by women to target men. Men like it and women like it. That's why it's the special case in Japan. Male culture is that even the destruction not only of what is peak femininity, is peak likeness to both sides, both men and women, has taken a root, especially among the older generation, and is regarded as an object that can be safely bashed. Yeah, even sometimes Japan do those jokes with the fat otaku, but well, that's just Japanese humor. However, a very large number of women, both creators and consumers, participate in on more culture. First, 70% of illustrators are women in Japan. Even if not all illustrators draw more illustrations, some women can even do shit like what is the riddle of healer? The healer hero that has his revenge, his vengeance, and you know how that goes, and that's an IP created by a woman in Japan. Full Metal Alchemist that targeted so much male audience, it was created by a woman because it was thinking for a male audience in the first place. So just look at this. Some data indicates that 70% of comic book artists are women. Yeah, and what you know who are the most who draw hentai? All those fetishes, lolicon, sharakan, are women in Japan. The most of the degenerates that even is just to try and target men. Women are making it, they're drawing it, are producing it, and distributing. So that's what even Western feminists don't realize. But well, is you can resonate with a mentally unstable person. More than 500 female adult comic book artists have been identified, and some say that they account for about 60% of all adult comic book artists. What did I say? Of course, not all creators are working with Mon, that's true. These findings cannot be overly generalized. However, among the famous Mon creators, there are also many women. Can you tell which of the following illustrations are by male creators? Well, all of them are made by women. Madoka Magica. Ah, okay, I'll tell you the answer. Yep, all are female creators. Although we were unable to find data on the fanbase of my culture, Well, that comprehensively surveyed the male-female ratio, we defined that Love Live and the Idol Masters, which are opted as male-oriented games, also have larger number of female fans. Uma Musume too. You know what? Even fucking Blue Archive, who look at who are the ones drawing the doujinshis. Women as creators and consumers of more culture are not rare in Japan. Yeah, it just you actually summarizes what you're trying to say here. In other words, Washington culture is almost directly an attack on these women's. Exactly, it's fucking exactly. But again, women hate other women. Oh, Jesus Christ. Japanese feminists do not admit their mistake when they discover that the illustrations they have bashed as a product of male culture are the work of female creators. Instead, they logically resolve the issue. Feminists call female creators honorary males. They are not true women. Oh yeah, this fucking leftist piece of shit argument. You're not a real. Well, even the Tetrascos using like you're not a real man. A real man does, or you're not a woman. You know what, feminists? Can you define what is a woman? I bet you're not because you don't want to offend your trans sisters, your women's plus allies. Oh man, Japanese feminists insist that they are only asking for more illustration to be shown, not banned. Bullshit! However, if they are shown, they will be that much less space for activity, and eventually it will die. It threatens the economic base of creators and the fans who look forward for their works. That's why Japan you have to act on them. Treat them just like fucking domestic terrorists, and there you go. There you fucking go. Ah man, so yeah, that's all I needed to cover here. Look, this is what they hate. Just like I mentioned, this is even what the blood donation controversy went because those fucking feminists they are using their favorite waifu to get blood and actually save lives. And those feminists say, "Oh my male gaze, they this need to stop." So you want people to die, even though that blood that mostly men are donating is to also help women, right? You know that, right? Oh yeah, I bet you know, but you still want to continue with your fucking virtue signaling. That's it. That's pretty much everything I needed to say here. But even something I would like to add in all of this. Even if you have these women that are like fucking unicorns, for example, take an example of Japan. Even if they have that actual waifu in real life, men are not going to risk it. This because the risk is too fucking high to even taking it. And Japanese women are finally realizing that they fuck it up. They fuck it up so badly by allowing themselves to be used as tools, or even then, they are complicit. They comply with all this with their silence because when men, one guy do something bad, they want all men to disassociate. They demand all a response from us because of my guilt by association. But when we can use the same arguments against them, they say hashtag not all women and just like fucking shut up. Even women that are just working in all of this more culture, they remain in silence because in secret they were supporting that shit because they heard, oh, my equality, my human rights, and they were turning into privileges. Now they are facing the consequences because men don't want to stick with women anymore. They treat women just like another dude, and they are not going to risk even talking to women. Japan is having a low birth rate crisis, and this feminism is just helping to make Japanese people extinguish faster. And women, they are realizing, I fuck it up. I should have spoke. I should have speak. And you know, just that kind of thinking when women they should have said something, but it's too late. That's what I want to say. It's too late. The women that want to actually do something for men, they need to start calling this out and attacking, going destroy the enemy, because otherwise it's not going to help your case. That's pretty much everything I needed to say here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a pretty good day.